Hey, how's it going, folks? Welcome to the Tiffin Youth Football Tailgate night here at Xcaret Mexican Restaurant. I'm your host, Nate Mullins, and tonight we are proud to be here celebrating 50 years of Tiffin Youth Football. Well over 50 years of Tiffin Youth Football. That's 5 decades of teaching kids the game, building confidence, and creating lifelong memories. Flag and tackle football, free to play right here in our community thanks to Tiffin Youth Football. Now, here's the best part. All day today, 15% of all the sales go to Tiffin Youth Football. That's all the sales here at Xcaret Mexican Restaurant. Goes directly to benefit free-to-play, nonprofit Tiffin Youth Football. So grab a plate of tacos. Order another round of chips and salsa. Tonight, you're helping support the next generation of athletes every single time you order from Xcaret Mexican Restaurant. Now, we've got a great night lined up here for you tonight. Let's make this feel like a real tailgate night. So eat, cheer, join the fun with us tonight here at Xcaret Mexican Restaurant. Come on out and join us. The deal runs all night, so you can call in your order for a pickup. You can call in your order for delivery. You can come on out here and join us. We'll be here till about 8 o'clock. But, hey, if you want to come out and have some dine-in, your ticket, 15% of your meal ticket goes towards the fine folks at Tiffin Youth Football here on the Tiffin Youth Football Tailgate night. We've got a special guest joining us here on the program as we've got one of the coaches from Tiffin Youth Football who spent some time to take some time out of his schedule to join us here on the program. Coach from the Oilers. Yeah, come on over and join us. We have Garrett Lang joining us on the program here. How we doing, Coach?
Doing pretty good.
Doing pretty good.
Yeah,
all right.
Nice day.
It is a beautiful day. Beautiful day for a fundraiser. Now, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful day for football. It's starting to feel like football weather now. You got high school football. You got college football now. The NFL season kicked off. Football season is in full swing now. As a coach, though, for you, you've been doing this since what, July?
Yeah, a little bit later. I think started kind of up in August, but really hot days. Really hot days when we started. The
dog days of August for sure. So talk about what Tiffin Youth Football means to you. Just what it means to you, the community. Obviously, it means a lot to this community. But for you as a coach, what does this mean to you?
Well, I'm kind of a new implant to Tiffin since 2019, but to me, like it's such a sense of community. It really is brought it home because I wanted something to do in the community. And it just kind of spoke to me a little bit. But then being a part of it, it's already, I mean, we're 3 games in, but I could just see already the changes in the kids' lives or the kids' experiences, as well as the coaches' experience. Anybody kind of involved, it's the high energy. I mean, in my sense, I'm with the youngest kids, so it's not too competitive. You know, they run them backwards. It doesn't matter.
That's right.
But they're there. They show up. We have fun, and I can see the change of, fun.
So you've got the youngest. You say, now what's the youngest group?
I have a 5-year-old on my team.
Okay.
And then from there, I think about 9 or 10 years old. But it goes, I think, as much as kindergarten into 2nd grade. And then that's the kind of change of where I'm at.
Nice. All right. So that's just flag football, though, right?
Yeah,
that's
I'm in
just
flag
you're teaching
football.
them the fundamentals
Pull
of
the flag.
football.
Yep, definitely. Yep.
Now, I mean, how hard is it to pull the flag? Seriously,
it's harder than it looks.
It really is.
They kind of make it easy. I got a couple on the team that are dogs for that flag. That's all they want to do, pull the flag.
And how do you? I mean, as a coach, you're trying to teach them the fundamentals from a building block standpoint, from that foundation. How do you think that translates? The flag element. How do you think that translates for when these athletes go on to then they're going into padded flag next, and then they get into tackle football? How do you think that benefits them?
I don't know. It kind of takes them out the fear element. It is a big game. There's big people running around. If a little kid watching, they look up to those guys that they see on TV, and then they go out there and they try to imitate it, but then they start realizing, like, it kind of hurts when you get bumped and bruised. But some of them like it, and you got to say, hey, joke back. But they love throwing the ball, catching the ball, and you can see, some of them just try, and that's all you ask for. And little clicks, you're starting to see them already. It's nice.
The light bulb comes on at little moments during practice.
Yeah, and it's celebrated. I mean, the people in the crowd are celebrating. The people on the ground, other teammates are celebrating. So it's a feel-good league.
That's so cool. All right, so you guys meet how many times a week do you practice?
We only practice once a week, Tuesdays.
Okay.
But then our game days are Sundays. So we look forward to Tuesdays and Sundays. Yeah.
All right, so you got a busy Tuesday tomorrow, right? And then how many more games do you guys have left of the season?
Offhand, I want to say maybe another 4 or 5. I think there was 7 total games,
Okay.
7 or 8, something
All
like
right.
that. Yeah.
So you still got a few to go. Still not even reached the halfway point of the season then yet.
Right. Yep.
Just getting started, if you will. Now, what do you think so far has been your favorite memory coaching these kids? Like, so far, you've had a little bit of time now. It's beginning of August, about 6 weeks now. What do you think is the one memory that's kind of stuck out to you?
To me, I mean, just in this most recent game, it's not about winning really at all. But you can see the kids; they want to score, they want good things, and you try to be positive throughout. And they were down at half, and they started getting things together and making some scores. Advancing the ball, and you just saw that change. And then they were celebrating again. All that, and you see the emotion of it in a little kid, and then. You just get to end on a high note. That's always a good thing. And
I feel like that's really important for the kids in kindergarten, first grade, second grade. Winning is not important. Really, at the end of the day, the score is not important, but it's hard to tell those kids that, right?
Yeah. Yeah, they want to know. They want to know.
They're all asking what the score is.
Yeah.
How many points was that? How many do I get for that? Now, what do you think is the biggest life lesson that you hope the players kind of take away from this? Obviously, you're coaching the young kids, but what do you want them to take away from it that they can then carry on to when they go to play padded flag next?
That they just keep trying. I mean, they're going to get another chance and another chance, and we're going to keep putting them out there. So, like, just the playing time and everything, like, just try again. Just keep trying again, and then it happens,
Oh, yeah.
And then everybody, like I said, everybody's celebrating. You hear it from the other side of the stands already, and they're just little kids, but everybody loves to see it.
That's good. That's what it's all about, though, man. You got to keep it fun. Now, how do you balance teaching fundamentals with keeping it fun?
Kind of getting them all engaged in one drill, just focus on one drill. Try to keep it as simple as possible. I mean, we got a big playbook, and it's real simple. But we've been focused on 1 or 2 plays, and that's about it. And then just the drills. Everybody loves to run from somebody, and they all love to chase each other. So we got that to our benefit. It's like, let's just do that drill where they're running after somebody.
Yes, absolutely. And, I mean, that's when you're trying to teach them, fundamentals, building blocks at such a young age. It's really like the drills are kind of that's the foundation that you really kind of base that on. Obviously, games are one thing. They learn a lot through the games, but the drills, that's how you really can kind of hammer home those fundamentals. Now, what do you think it makes Tiffin Youth Football different from other youth leagues? Are you involved with any other youth leagues?
We've done Big Sticks in town, and
Okay.
that's a good baseball league.
Oh, yeah, it's a great league.
And they've done lots of good things there. So, like, as far as the Tiffin Youth Football League, like, playing on the field at Columbian and inviting, anybody and everybody to come join and play. It doesn't matter, girl or boy. We have a girl out there playing. Love to see her get involved and toughen everybody up.
Oh, yeah.
But involving everybody, open the door to everybody, and just the community is behind that too.
Yeah.
So hopefully we just see it increase because keeping that positivity up, trying to say something good to somebody every time you're there, and hopefully that catches on.
Absolutely, and that's what you hope. It catches on. You really want to try to develop that love for the game with these kids at a young age. Just get them to love the game. Get them to be invested in the game. Now, there's been some new changes this year. Obviously, they didn't have flag football when I was a coach. Greggy and I coached the Eagles for 4 years down there, and they didn't have flag football then. It was a different league.
It was a little different back then.
And now
a lot of changes.
There's been some changes this year. How do you think the new changes have kind of benefited the league this year?
Well, I'm kind of unfamiliar in the past of it, so maybe not the brainwashing piece of it, but I really like what's going on here, and I can run with that.
Yeah.
So I just want to get behind the organization of what's there, learn that, and then carry that to really show something that stands out to me is let's not make it the best memory about football being third grade, fourth grade kind of thing. There's lots of good memories there, but this is a building thing. So let's build on that and just let it be known that it's a fun thing, that we do have fun. That's why we play this game.
Mm-hmm.
And then the excitement is once you're ready, you get to hit somebody.
Yeah, and that's the key is once you're ready.
Yeah.
You want to make sure these kids are ready. Now, the flag football, padded flag, how do you see that playing a role alongside with tackle football? Because obviously it's different when they make these steps up when they make the step up from flag to padded flag. Now, have you had a chance to watch any of the padded flag games, actual 8-on-8, the full contact games?
I haven't seen any of the full contact thing. I got 3 littles at home, so I'm trying to always balance those things too. But right behind where we're playing is the padded flag. So nice to hear the flags popping and people yelling, and then the cheers, and everybody getting behind everybody there too. But yeah, with that transition, I see it's kind of a slow, even though it is quick. I mean, it happens pretty quick. Kindergarten, second grade, they grow so fast, so quickly, right on to the next thing. But the slow introduction is a great thing in a rough sport too.
Yeah. And that kind of eases some of the parents' concerns.
I was just going to say that. Yeah, the parents for sure.
For sure, yeah. Now, let's talk about your team for a little bit. Now, how would you describe this year's Oilers team? Give me one word.
One word. Dogs.
All right, I like it. Now, what do you think makes them dogs? Describe that just a little bit.
So I can pull the flag. Yeah, go get that flag. I'm a dog, right? Yeah, you grab that flag, you're a dog.
That's right.
Like they're asking for it. They're switching positions and they're all looking at each other. They give each other the eyes, like they're competitive within the team too.
I like that.
There's some that, a couple of them that really don't know what's going on still, but once they get in it, everybody cheers for them, and they love getting together.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, if you had to give out coaches awards, obviously there's going to be some players watching this on YouTube, so some of these kids are going to go back and watch.
Yeah, we got a couple of kids that have been just talking to each other in the comments.
Oh. So now, if you had to give out a coaches award, who do you think's been your hardest worker this year?
Out of the coaches in our group, I'll say Blake McCombs. He's been calling the plays. My son just the last night, he's like, "Look, Dad, I'm on my knee, just like the coach said. Get on one knee." They gravitate towards him. He's done it before. I don't know coaching football necessarily. He seems like he's got a good fit to that. But seeing him around doing other coaching things, he kind of just gravitated towards, all right, I'll be in charge a little bit. He won't say that he's the one in charge, but it just kind of, we kind of naturally fit well as a coaching squad. We all kind of work together there.
Now, out of the kids on the team, who do you think is kind of the best teammate? Like the kid that really goes out of their way to be a good teammate?
Good teammate. I'll say Crew is a good all-around guy. He's got an arm on him that's crazy for how big he is, And then, I don't know. It's tough to call one out as a teammate. They all have the kid in them, the dog. They all get together but.
I'm not gonna put you on the spot though, but I do want to know from start to where you're at now, who's been the most improved? Who do you think has really taken the biggest step forward?
Biggest step forward, I would have.
Like maybe they were picking grass when they first started, and now all of a sudden they're out there running around trying to chase somebody with a flag.
Yeah, I would say biggest improvement.
You know what I'm talking about?
I've seen it.
Yeah. Kipton or Logan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Big steps.
Yeah, Logan is he's a speedster. He just doesn't know it yet, or maybe he does know it. Like once he gets the ball, then he can take off. And yeah, Kipton is just kind of another one all around. He's been good at receiver. He's been good at snapping the ball. I seen him throw the other day. He was making a couple of good throws. So it's a good time.
That's good.
Yeah, but all of them. Yeah, I can't call one out or the other. I could say, watching Colton run the other day was a lot of fun. They didn't get his flag, but he kind of had some negative yards, but that was an okay thing. He got to touch the ball and run the opposite way, but
that's cool.
Yeah, everybody's having fun.
All right. Well, hey, that's what it's all about. Everybody's having fun. Now, what do you think? Do you have a child that plays?
Yeah, I got 2 of them.
2 boys that play on the team. What do you think the biggest impact that you've seen on them so far this year from youth football?
I'd say their brothership. They have something to relate to there, getting pictures of them together. This is the only time that they get to play on the same team, really, unless further on down the line when they grow up. But as far as youth sports, this will probably be the only opportunity for them to play together. So their pictures together and just kind of talking at home, hearing in conversations that they've talked about football. It's just kind of great to hear that they can talk, not only wrestle, but they can talk about it too.
Yeah, for sure. That's That's got to be cool to watch. As a father, you kind of see them their bond starting to grow a little bit on the field. That's really cool.
Yeah.
So did you play any youth football yourself? Obviously, you're a Tiffin transplant, 2019, you said?
Yeah.
So what about your youth football playing days? Did you play any youth football?
Yeah, growing up, there was grade school, there was football, but it wasn't too much flag football league at all. It was pretty much from 4th grade on. It was you're playing tackle, you'll play it against the bigger guys because they need somebody to practice against. And then into high school there, and then I did some baseball too in Little League and everything like that. Yeah.
So what do you remember about your playing days? Is there anything that's kind of the same, or obviously there's a lot of changes since then, but like if you could compare anything, obviously you're with the younger kids, so you see the flag football stuff, but the tackle football elements of it, is there anything that you can kind of take from your playing days as a coach?
Yeah, I mean, driving home the basics, at the time of driving the sled or the pursuit drill, and just as hot as it was like, at that time I had, regrets. Like, I don't know if I want to, this is tough. I got to keep you. So applying that kind of mentality to not only sports, but all my life, like just keep trying, don't give up yet. Just keep going. You can get better. You can try this out. You'll know when it's time, kind of thing. But, applying that kind of mentality and then seeing that in kids so young, wanting to do more, wanting to run. Like, if you give them some place to run to, they'll run. It's amazing what kids will do. They just won't
For
stop.
sure.
If you can give them something to do, they'll do it.
Oh, yeah.
So I was going to ask, like, you personally, is this something that you wish that you had as a kid at that age?
Yeah, it would. Simple answer. Yeah, it wasn't available up until about 3rd or 4th grade, but it wasn't a flag thing. It was grab your pads. You're playing football.
Oh, yeah.
If you wanted to play, so it was introduction pretty quickly.
Well, up until last year, that's how it was here with youth football. Tiffin Youth Football, there was 3rd and 4th tackle football. There was like the JV is what they were considered, and then there was 5th and 6th, and that was the varsity essentially. But it was, I think they played 7-on-7 last year for JV football, and that was all tackle football. But I really do think these changes are going to help bring more people out for the sport, and it's going to be such a good thing for the sport in general, just to ease some of the concerns from some of the parents, because I think a lot of the parents, they were apprehensive about allowing their kids to play tackle football or any kind of football at such a young age until they get down there and they actually see it. Yeah. And I think that's the key, is getting them down there and having them see these kids they're too small to really hurt each other. Like, we coached for 4 years. I don't think I ever saw a major injury down there, because it's like bumper cars. It's like derby cars,
tough.
Like
they heal fast.
Yeah, and I feel like some of these parents are very concerned about it. Obviously, they should be, but when you get a chance to go down there and see it in person, you see not only is it safe because the coaches are there, but it's just not as bad as you think it is.
Yeah, the way that it's set up, you can definitely roll into the better way to tackle. Yep. So then the head injuries and things, the helmets are getting better. They've gotten a lot better. So the focus on the head injury is the big deal. Outside of that, the form tackling, the right way to do things, explaining that, learning that easy without, getting hit right off the bat, starting off doing that. And I know that's always kind of how things go, but this is the league to kind of get that going, to make sure that that's getting driven home. For sure.
All right. Any final thoughts, any shout-outs you want to give?
Shout out to Xcaret, right?
Yeah.
For letting this go on.
For sure.
And, I like what's going on with the league. I want to see as many kids come in as possible, like coming and going, like just get involved, try it out,
Yeah.
It's, like you said, free. It doesn't cost anything. We got nice flags, nice jerseys, nice footballs. Everything is a nice, clean field. So it's a great place to play, great place to learn, and the community is accepting it. So try it out.
Yeah, absolutely. It's something really cool, something special that this community has that I feel like a lot of other communities are envious of. People around here, they don't really know what they have, because this is something special right here with Tiffin Youth Football. But thanks again, Coach. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Garrett Lang with the Tiffin Youth Football Oilers.
Go Oilers, yeah.
You want to take just a little break?
Yeah, we'll take a small time out, but we'll be back with more of the Tiffin Youth Football Tailgate Night here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Hey, welcome back here at Xcaret Mexican Restaurant. We are live for the Tiffin Youth Football Tailgate night. I'm Nate Mullins, and today I'm joined now with a couple of special guests, some Tiffin Youth Football familiar faces here. Kenny Stahl, board member, and Miles Stahl, former Tiffin Youth Football alumni, if you will. We might want to turn him up a little bit, Greggy. I think that's 4. Yeah, there we go. All right. So, guys, let's talk a little bit about youth football. Now, Kenny, you've been here for a while. You were there when I got there.
Yep.
I mean, you've been around for, what is this now, 8 years, 9 years, 10 years?
Well, from when I was coaching, assistant coaching, I think I've been here around 6, 7 years.
6, 7 years?
Yeah.
Okay, so I was close, but
Oh, yeah. It's been some time.
it's been a while.
Yeah.
Now, you guys, you've taken on a role of leadership within this community of youth football. I mean, you started out as an assistant coach, and then it's just kind of been like
Yep.
eased your way into this leadership role. Now, talk about the transition. Now, obviously, as a parent, you had some kids that went through youth football with, obviously, Miles, but
Right.
Cecilia, Cadence, both
Yep.
cheerleaders.
Yep.
Talk about just your experience with Tiffin Youth Football, starting from a coach and now into the leadership role.
I mean, when you go from being a coach, in the league to, being on the board, as a coach, you worry about your team, you worry about your players, you worry about individual people. Now on the board, you have to worry about everything as a whole.
Yep.
It's not about certain players, certain teams, certain this and that. It's everybody together.
Yeah.
So with what we try to put together, like for myself, is it's not about what individuals are doing. We try to make everything better for everybody.
Yep.
So you're not just looking out after specific people. It's the group as a whole, and it's not even from when football starts to football ending. It's literally nonstop, every day.
It's year-round.
It's year-round, 100%.
Yeah, and like you were talking about, Nate, this is one of the guys who the name has been there since we got there. You know,
yeah.
Like one of the cornerstones of Tiffin Youth Football around us. And I don't think a lot of people realize how much time and effort we could give into just being a coach. So I can't even, and that's just a portion of the year. I couldn't even imagine all year round having to put that time and effort into that. It's unsung hero for sure.
There's a lot of board meetings. There's a lot of paperwork.
In the end, though, I mean, me personally, I think it is worth it because I substitute teach at Tiffin City Schools, and all the kids that come through, that's what they know you as. They know you as coach. They know you as somebody that's, oh my gosh, you're from TYF. You've done this. You get the questions. Why did you do this or why did we do that?
Yep.
But the main thing is everybody's like, I had the greatest time.
Oh, yeah.
When I was there. And if it wasn't for, the board members, where would we be?
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's a lot of people don't understand, the board members. It starts with parents, but it's the board members who really put everything together. They put so much time and effort into it. You guys are the ones that are running the concession stand. You're the one that's booking the referees every week. You're the one that's like organizing everything game day wise, making sure everything's running smoothly. There's so much involved with being a board member that I don't think people realize. People just you're the first person they think of when they have a complaint.
Yep, 100%.
But
that never ends.
But they don't think to thank you guys. And I really want to, this is a time when I want to thank you guys for everything that you've done. You've sacrificed a lot of your time and effort over the years to this league. And I personally have benefited from your time as a board member, as a coach. So I just want to thank you for your time. I think you've done a great job.
It's a thankless job for sure.
It really is.
On our end, I'm speaking for myself. My wife is also a board member.
Yeah.
And then we got Mindy Fox.
Yes.
And we have Matt, Travis.
Yep.
I
guess stop. Matt's a great guy.
Yes, I guess whenever he wants to be. But, we have all of us, Coach Lutz, and then we have some new people that came on the board as well. Everything that everybody puts in, everybody does their, specific areas. Like you said, it's a thankless part, but if we didn't do it, who would? And
Well, I'm sure everybody's lining up for that 6-figure salary, right?
I can if the line was as long for board members as it was for volunteers,
Yeah.
you're looking at all of them.
Yeah, exactly. Now, talk about what this means to the community. Obviously, it means a lot to you, but what does this league mean to this community? Because being in operation for over 50 years, it's got to be doing something right.
I mean, I hope it means a lot to the community, to be quite honest with you. I mean, whether we get the praise or, you guys did this wrong, you guys did this wrong. But like the saying goes, if you can do a million good, you can do one good thing. or 100 good things, but if you do one bad thing, that that just ruins the good reputation. If something bad happens, that just instantaneously tanks whatever we have going on. So, like the Wizard said, the unsung, thankless job that the board members have. That's the hard part, because that's honestly the part that we don't see, nor do we hear. But we also don't want that. We don't. That's not our.
You're not looking for the notoriety. That's not why you do it.
Not at all.
And it's one of those things where people will like to gripe about things, but in the end, they need to think about the fact that they'd rather have it than not have it at all.
Yep.
Like, it's a big deal that it's still a thing in this town, and these kids have something to do.
Exactly, and that's what it is for me. I played for the Chiefs, so
Yep.
I played TYF when I was a kid. I remember the days of weighing in at National Machinery. I mean, how many, the people that remember those days where you have to walk through National's front door and get on their giant industrial scale.
Get on the Toledo scale.
And then I remember that those were also the days where they had weight limits, to play.
Yep.
And I was, being the bigger kid or whatnot, whatnot, it was where you could play up, because I played at the West.
Yep.
When you didn't meet TYF standards, you played up at West, even as a 5th, 6th grader.
Yep.
But
different times.
It totally 100% different times. But it's still good.
Now, talk about these changes a little bit here. Miles, I want to talk to you because you were in this league for a while. Now you're what, 8th grader, 9th grader?
9th grade.
9th grade. Jeez, time goes way too fast, man. So since you've been in the league, there's been some changes. Have you had a chance to go down to the games yet this year?
Yes, I have.
Now, what do you think about these changes? How do you think they're going over?
I think it's going over pretty well, because it's giving multiple kids with different skill levels and attributes a chance to see what they're able to do and what they're good at. Then eventually, through the program, they're going to learn to expand their horizons on what they're good at.
Absolutely. That's a great point. Expand the horizons about what they're good at. It doesn't box them into being, you got to be this position, you got to be that. Everybody can touch the ball. Everybody can have a part in the game. I think it's really unique, and I think it's really cool what they're trying to do here. And I think when you look at it from, obviously an outsider's perspective, change, nobody likes change. Nobody really likes change. And it's been going for so long. Why you change it now? Well, it's a different game now. And I really think that.
Yeah, change sometimes is needed. Bringing in the littler kid, granted, I understand the YMCA had their flag football program, which was great.
Yep.
Any type of, football or sports program for kids is great, because it keeps them out of trouble, keeps them busy. And, there are a lot of kids, I know a lot of the kids that come down to us are the kids that need that backing, that need that mentorship or that, role model type person.
Now, you talked about expanding. Now, the league has expanded a little bit as far as there's more teams now.
Yep.
And I think that gives more kids an opportunity to see the playing field.
Yeah.
Now, it also changed in the fact that there's no championship games anymore.
Nope.
There's no playoffs. It's just a regular season. What's over, when it's done, it's done.
Correct.
And there's no champions.
Nope.
Everybody goes home happy. And I think, some people might say, oh, well, that's not, why are you even keeping score, But at the end of the day, I really feel like, Miles, you can attest to this. When you got to junior high, how much of a rivalry was there between former Chiefs players, former Browns players, former Eagles players, former Bengals players? Did that rivalry exist?
I mean, through 7th grade year, it was there.
Yeah.
Because we all just were thrown together.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Then after the years went through, we all bonded together to where we're all just one thing.
Oh, absolutely. And I think that's great now, but what I'm referring to is with this expanded league, without the championship games, without the, I guess
You won't have to go through those
you're
growing
not going to
pains
have
of
to
the
go
7th
through
grade,
those
yeah.
growing pains in 7th grade because you're not going to be trying to be at each other's throats for winning a championship, and you're not going to be saying, we beat you, you beat, whatever. It's going to be a more like, hey, you remember that time in youth football? Hey, you remember that time you tackled me? Yeah, I remember that time. It's just a different. I think it's going to bring out more of the best of these kids, and it's going to bring out the best in their chemistry. When they get up to 7th and 8th grade, these kids aren't going to be competing against each other. They're going to be competing with each other,
Right.
and that's the whole point of a big point behind these changes, I think. So
100%. And like Miles touched on, we've got kids now, because I pick on Miles has always been a lineman. From 3rd grade all the way up till now, he's always been a lineman. Last year was the first year, and it was kind of funny because he played running back for one play. I mean, he got 6 yards,
Yeah.
which he's never touched the ball because he's always been considered the lineman. And I think with the format that we have now, all the kids get to play all the positions. We have no weight limits now for running the ball. So if you're a big, you can run the ball.
That's cool.
Littles run the ball. Even with the flag football kids, they're starting to learn the positions. I was watching on Sunday, my little buddy Owen Fox, who, the Foxes. My little buddy Owen, he's built like, a brick wall. And yet
No, not a Fox boy.
you would look at him and go, man, that kid's a lineman, obviously, all day. But yet, he's a heck of a quarterback.
Yeah.
So you've got, the Fox boys. You got all the other kids that come out.
Well, and I liken it to, we coached Tucker Coleman.
Yep.
And he was a 5th and 6th grader for us, but he was not allowed to throw the football because
he was too
big.
Yep.
Now, it stunted his development as a quarterback to the point where, obviously when he got to 7th grade, they're not thinking of him as a quarterback. They're thinking of him as, we could play you at tight end because he had thinned out. He had gotten taller, so started playing him at tight end. But when he got to be a freshman, they start throwing the ball around in training camp, and he's, wow, this kid's got an arm. Mm-hmm. Who would have thought? Greggy and I watched this kid throw 40, 50-yard bombs flat-footed in practice before you're playing jackpot, and this kid's like, but I think that's going to help these kids with their development because you never know when one of these kids, they might start out a little chunkier,
right.
but they're going to grow out of that eventually.
And that's the changes that these kids go through because there's so many kids.
You don't want to hold them back developmentally.
Right.
Yeah, I love that. I think that's a great change. I really do.
And that's the one thing that everybody's like, oh, the stigmatism. You're a lineman. You're this. You're that. Now they can play whatever they want when, the coach puts them there.
So my nephew was a lineman all 4 years in Tiffin Youth Football, and all he wanted to do was touch the ball every year. Every time after he got out of youth football.
Yeah, but then the one time he does touch the ball, he gets hurt.
But, that was a freak accident. We're not gonna.
It was.
Well, we talk about changes and stuff, and like how sometimes changes are needed, and they absolutely are because if we didn't have changes, guys, we'd still be playing football with leather helmets on.
That's right.
100%.
That's absolutely right. So. Any final thoughts here, Kenny, before I got another coach I want to interview here? I see Javel sitting there, but any final thoughts from you as the league, representative here today?
Well, in general for the league, first of all, we'd like to thank you, for everything that you do for the league. What Heart Ohio Sports does, what you, the Wizard, and all your assistants do. When we did run the championships, you run the fun, the live games up on the press box.
I love it.
Everything that you do for us, that's fantastic. We 100% appreciate it.
Absolutely.
We
love supporting it. Trust me, I love it.
We hope that people can continue to get on board with, what we're trying to do, what we're trying to accomplish. And, matter of, the fact of us being a fundamental league comparative to, win at all cost, that's out of the way. So
I feel like there's a time and a place for competitiveness, and when you get to
100%.
Middle school and high school, there's going to be plenty of it.
Absolutely.
And I think this interview right here that we just had should address a lot of that when people want to watch back on this and think about how the changes have affected everybody. Now we have the answers.
Yes.
It even affects us as board members because once again, change is different. At first, I was just like, I don't know how this is going to go. As a board member, I'm like, because Judd came in with his points, with his mapping out of how everything was going to go. And I'm also one of those people that's like, okay, let's give it a chance.
Yep.
Because, you're going from 11-man ball, 8-man ball, you got 3rd and 4th graders padded tackle, which is still funny because you watch them, they're like, just tackle the kid.
They just ran into each other.
It's like you just tried to grab the flag, and next thing you know, they're both laying on the ground. But hey, what can you do?
Yeah.
But no, other than that, like I said, we just want to thank you and, and hope the community conforms to, not conforms to what we're doing, but understands why we, are making the changes that we made. And it's going to get better and better every year. This is our first year. This is honestly like the trial run.
Yeah.
For everything that's new, bringing in K through 2. My nephew now, he's for kindergarten, first, second, I don't really know. My memory's terrible. But he's on a flag team.
That's cool.
And it's fantastic. He's loving it. The kids are loving it. It's getting the kids exercises. Their exercise. It's getting them out to play. It's getting them around other kids. What? First grade. Oh,
your nephew's in first grade.
Well, he's actually my great nephew. He's in first grade. Sorry, Jameson.
She was keeping you in line, though.
Yeah, but once again, yeah, it is what it is. My memory's terrible. But
hey,
yeah.
Honestly, though, what you guys are doing over there is great, and I love. Honestly, we've been involved with this league since 2018, I think, is when I first got started. 2017 or 18. Either way, I have loved my time with Tiffin Youth Football. I think it's great for these kids. I think it's great for the community. But I think none of this is possible without people like yourself and without people like your wife, without people like Mindy and without people like Matt. And, I mean, Judd, what he has done this year is huge for the next step in this program
100%.
because I really feel like them playing on that big field is paramount to this league being able to sustain itself for a long period of time.
Right.
I've always said that's where those games need to be played every Sunday, and I cannot thank Judd enough for taking that step forward and making that happen because
100%.
it's huge.
And that's the thing, too, Nate, is that this league can't exist without the folks that are watching this,
Yep.
the people that participate, the parents that bring their children. And I'll say for myself, it does look like you guys have been doing a good job. I came driving through there yesterday. Yesterday was Sunday. Yeah. Yesterday, and there's all kinds of traffic.
There's
and I
a
was
lot
like-
of people down
Oh,
there.
I'm
there's
like,
a lot
what
of
is
cars.
going on down
Yeah.
here? And I was like, oh, yeah, all those like football games.
I actually said that the other Sunday when we left. I was like, what are all the
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I'm glad
Well,
to
you got
see-
like 7 teams and 8 teams in each age group.
Exactly.
So
I'm just glad to see that many people are still buying in and
Yeah,
giving it a
100%.
chance.
yeah, I love it.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's good to see. Well, thanks again.
Yeah, absolutely.
Miles, thank you for your time, buddy. Appreciate you joining me on the program.
Hopefully they get him his happy birthday,
Oh, God.
Oh, they got to get him some fried ice cream. Is that what they call it here?
in his sombrero.
Something.
Oh, yeah, the sombrero.
Yeah, you get the sombrero with
the
the
song.
sparkler. Happy birthday, Miles.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely, buddy. All right, well, we're going to step aside, take a quick timeout. We'll be back. I've got one more coach to interview, and then we'll wrap things up here for the Xcaret Mexican Restaurant Tiffin Youth Football Tailgate Night. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Hey, how's it going, folks? Welcome back. We are live here at Xcaret Mexican Restaurant for the Tiffin Youth Football Tailgate Night. And I have another special guest joining me on the program, Coach JaVale Eaton. How we doing, buddy?
He doesn't get
good. I'm doing good.
He doesn't get a name tag. He's been on enough shows that people should know who he is.
Ah, shit.
Hey, that's a compliment. I'm saying he's popular, man.
His face has been on this camera a few times.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
So, Coach, let's talk a little bit. First of all, I don't even know what team you coach. What team are you coach of?
I do not currently coach a team down at the youth. I wanted to.
You are an overseer.
Yes, I oversee the padded flag portion of it. So anything information-wise go out, I'm probably the guy to get it out to them. So I didn't really want to try to dedicate my time to it when I was a first year because I'm on the high school coaching staff. So I kind of wanted to focus on that, and I didn't want to kind of say I was going to be dedicated to Pad Fat too. So I kind of took a break from coaching the youth. It hurt. It did hurt, but I think it was the better choice.
I think, honestly, with what you've got going on over there with the varsity club, you got to make sure that your priority's straight.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
that's number one priority. And obviously, you want to give to these kids. You want to make sure you're giving to the community. But
Right.
Didn't
you
just-
are.
Didn't you just get a new job too?
Yeah. So
Yeah. There's a lot of new things going on.
God's been blessing me. God's been blessing me lately.
That's good.
Yep.
That's a good thing, though. But let's talk. You say you're the overseer of the padded flag. What does that role encompass? Like, you just go down there and just watch everybody and make sure it's going good?
Pretty much.
That sounds like a cush job to me. I don't know about you, but just saying.
If a coach needs something, they come to me. If we have any problems, any issues, I'm just the face for the board, pretty much.
Okay.
Just down there representing the board.
We needed a few of those when we were doing that.
Sounds to me like he's one of Judd's hired goons.
Oh, hey now.
That's just an old Simpsons reference. I'm just messing around.
Now, talk about, you got any boys?
Oh yeah, so
kids
my kid Simba Hampton, he plays for the Bobcats. I was
Okay.
calling them Ohio Bobcats.
The
But
Bobcats.
The Bobcats, yep. So he is coached by his uncle Doug Klaus,
Okay.
and then a new guy Brock Alborough. So two
Nice.
good guys. Yep. So we got a bunch of good coaches down there. That's why I'm not too mad at I'm not coaching. I think these kids, and the way we usually do Tuesdays, they get to see all the coaches, every player.
That's awesome.
Yeah, every player gets to walk around and see every coach. So you get the feel for every good coach. But I have an understanding that we have great coaches down there right now, and we're pretty blessed with the coaches that we have down there for padded flag.
That's really cool.
Yep.
Yeah, and I mean, changes obviously this year for Tiffin Youth Football, but you weren't involved with the league too much last year, right?
Nope, I was not. I knew all about it though. I was revving up to be a coach.
I was going to say, you were getting ready for it.
I was getting ready for it because summer was coming up, so I was revving up, talking to people, seeing where I could fit in there, down there, and then things happened, changed around, and I think it's been for the better. I think it's more about getting these kids learning the sport, and I think coming up to that age, it might have been going too fast for them.
Oh, yeah.
For like the third and fourth graders, I think it might have been a little too fast. So now, if you take 3 guys off, when you get to the tackle level, or no, padded flag, we do 7. So yeah, padded flag, you do 7, and you kind of can slow it down and actually teach guys like, hey, this slant, I have time to teach you this slant because I don't have to teach everybody, and it spreads it out a little bit more. So.
That helps.
Yes.
Quite a bit.
Yes.
You got a lot of coaches down there from what I hear. There's a lot of new faces that are taking some big roles this year to kind of help see these changes through. Now, what's that like as, the overseer? How's that going so far with these new faces?
It's a beautiful thing. When you get in the community involved and the high school, it's great for the youth.
For sure.
And that's what it's about. It's about the youth. The youth get to see these guys come down there, ref and yard mark, just seeing the high school guys. We got some middle school guys come out there too, and these kids get to see them. And then these coaches, man, we ask them to give us for padded flag 2 days, 2 nights a week from 5:30 to 7, and they do it. They're dedicated to it, and that's awesome. So a lot of them didn't show up today. It's one of the days we get to let them rest, so
Right.
they probably revving up to get back to practice tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
That is something that I didn't really think about myself. It's nice to hear. Like, you got to worry about the community buying into the changes and the parents buying into the changes. But then you've got this whole new coaching staff of people, and you've got to see how well they work together. And it's great to hear that they actually all are working really well together and meshing together well.
That's kind of why I was curious about it, because, that's a lot of new faces in one area. It's just cool to hear that everybody's buying into this.
Yep.
That's what they need.
Yep.
Obviously the changes they're a good thing for this league, but they're a good thing for the community as a whole.
Yes.
Because it's going to get more kids buying into the football program.
Exactly, and
that's
it's not
what
just
you want.
about, and it's not just about Tiffin Tornadoes.
No.
We got Calvert kids down there. We got Seneca East boys down there.
Mohawk kids,
Mohawk
Hopewell
kids.
kids.
And it's about getting everybody to fall in love with the sport. It's not just that. Of course,
that's
we want.
exactly right.
We want everybody to be tornadoes.
Well,
but at the end of the day, we are trying to get kids, and we talking about girls, boys, we're just trying to get all of them to fall in love with a sport and sometimes introduce them to something new.
Well, it's a good thing, too, Nate, because we talked a little bit about how there used to be more of a competition when they had the championship game and stuff. And we know the competition wasn't always just between the teams and the players. Sometimes it was between those coaches. So it's nice to see that things have changed and the coaches are all one group together.
Yeah.
For sure.
And Patafly coaches are amazing. I mean, they got together. I was there too, but they got together and really got things organized the day before the first practice. Like, again, we are blessed to have them.
Now, this is your first year with the high school.
Yes.
You're coaching high school. Now, how did you get into coaching football? Now, you were a youth baseball coach last year. So how did this come around?
So, honestly, Judd, he reached out to me. I guess he knew me around just from me coaching the youth all around. And, he asked about me, checked my background a little bit, reached out to me, said, hey, how would you feel about coaching? He had a great coach, retired, take a step away and start spending more time with his family. And, sucks for that because he was a good coach, but, it gave me the opportunity to come in and live my dream, of coaching high school ball. So it was great, and then having the high school coach reach out to me was really, really important to me. So, but he reached out, asked me would I be interested. I wanted to just say yes right there, but I had to ask the boss at home. You know how that is.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of time dedicated to the high school, and, she's been great. So that's how I pretty much got into that. So I coach the DBs now there.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
I know.
Yeah, we were neighbors with you during that first week. That was kind of cool.
I know you were.
I get a little loud, so.
I love it. I love it. I was loving every minute of it.
You were talking about how you were gearing up to be a youth football coach, and then things changed. And I can say probably anybody out there that's watching or listening. I mean, come on now, guys. If you had an opportunity to coach on the high school staff, if it came up, tell me you wouldn't take it.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly. And it hurt me because I literally coached my boy at everything. Since I've been a part of his life, I literally been his voice when it came to sports. And football's my favorite sport. So I do it. But, at the end of the day, this is my dream. And then he's only 8. It's great to hear different voices, what I'm saying? Different perspectives. Can't always hear the same voice.
And also, you just got to do a great job and stick around long enough, and you'll still get the coaching.
You hear me? That's the dream. That's the dream. He might not be in my position group, but he'd be on the team.
Not yet. Hey, you never know, man. Them kids, I've seen a lot of kids that start out, they look like they might be, maybe linebackers or linemen, but then they end up being wide receiver skill position guys. You don't know.
And that's what's good about
growth
the
spurts are
program.
crazy, man.
You get to do a little bit of everything.
Absolutely. So. All right, man. Well, hey, any final thoughts before I let you go here?
No, I just want to thank everybody that's a part of this. Thank you to you guys that are listening. Thank you to the community for buying in. Thank you for the coaches for giving your time and your effort. And let's keep this thing going. Let's get these kids excited about football.
Absolutely. That's what it's all about. We got to get these kids excited for football. And I feel like, at first people always have a hard time embracing change.
Yeah.
And,
for sure.
At first there was a negative buzz around the change at first, but I feel like since people have had a chance to see it and actually experience it, it's been nothing but positive. I've heard nothing but positive, glowing reviews about what you guys are doing down there.
And that's awesome.
I think a lot of people need to get over that idea of change is bad.
Yeah.
Because
check it out. Just come check it out.
Yeah, seriously, go check it out. Go down to Frost Calnow this Sunday. Check out the future of Seneca County football. That's all it's about, man.
Yes, sir.
All right. Appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
Yep.
Coach Javelle Eaton joining us here on the program. All right, folks. I want to thank Xcaret Mexican Restaurant for being an excellent host once again. Remind you, all this fundraiser goes on all day. So they are open until, I think, 10 o'clock tonight, 10 or 11 o'clock. So either way, check the hours. Don't take it from me, folks, but call in your order, dine in, delivery, or pickup. It all counts towards the Tiffin Youth Football fundraiser. 15% of all sales today go to Tiffin Youth Football. All right. Thanks again to all the people for joining us here today on the program. Thanks to all the board members for putting this together for us. And once again, tune in tomorrow night as we will be live from Benchwarmers with the Coach's Corner, as I believe we have Coach Eric Daniel on with us this week from the Mohawk Warriors. Big matchup, Mohawk and Colonel Crawford this Friday on the X Stream. We'll get a preview of that with Coach Daniel tomorrow right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. But that's going to do it for us here tonight. I want to thank the Wizard, Greg Kinn, for all of his efforts keeping us on the air, keeping us locked in. Thanks to all of you for watching. Come on out here, grab some food, help us raise some money for Tiffin Youth Football. Have a great night, everybody. You've been watching Heart of Ohio Sports.